Welcome everybody to my first report out on ownership of the 2017 Chevy VOLT plug-in hybrid. In that period of time, I've put 5,000 miles on the car, most of which was done under full electric power with the battery. The gas tank on these cars are pressurized in order to extend the life of the gas. Apparently, General Motors recognized initially that the owners of these cars were going to predominantly be driving them on electric power via the battery, so that they needed to take some steps to keep the gas from going stale over extended periods of time. Unlike most cars, there's a process that we have to follow in order to even get access to the gas tank in order to fill it. The process begins by pushing a button located on the driver's side door that releases the pressure in the tank so that we can open it and begin to pour the gas into it. Once pressure's been released out of from the gas tank, the process becomes quite normal in that you just simply open the door, take the cap off of the filler tube, just insert the nozzle and go ahead and fill up the tank. The second generation Chevy VOLT runs on just standard 87 octane gasoline, which on this particular day was running about $2.50 a gallon. Of the 5,000 miles that I put on the car over this 6-month period, really only 231 of those miles were driven with the gas generator providing the electric power needed to keep the car going. As you can see from the photograph I took of the gas pump, it only took 6.3 gallons to refill the tank. And since we only went 231 miles on that 6.3 gallons, that works out to about 36.7 miles per gallon when we're operating under the gas range extender. That also works out to about 10 cents per mile. General Motors advertises that the Volt has a range under electric power of about 55 miles on a full battery charge. During this 5,000 miles, we drove a total of about 4,778 of those miles under pure electric battery power. And that works out to about 1,215 kilowatt hours of electricity that we consumed and had to recharge back into those batteries over that same 6-month period. Our electric rate here in our part of Pennsylvania runs about 14 cents per kilowatt hour, which means that at most we spent about $170 over that 6-month period to recharge our battery. When I say at most, that's because there are several situations that can come up that actually reduce our cost of ownership. For one thing, there are more and more free chargers showing up in various locations that we frequent, such as a nearby mall or Longwood Gardens and places like that. So we can pick up some additional power while we're there shopping or doing whatever. I also drive the car in low, which maximizes the regenerative braking process. Regenerative braking utilizes the motion of the car when you're slowing down to generate electricity and put it back into the battery. And then I just plain old drive conservatively, which gives me more than the average range that General Motors says that we should get on this car. So to summarize all of this, by driving electric, which is definitely cheaper than putting gas into a car, we figure we saved over the 6-month period somewheres around $350 in gas. And that's at today's reduced price per gallon. The main thing to keep in mind here is, yeah, you do save some gas money, but it is never going to be enough to offset the additional cost of the car. So I got into all of this not to save money on gas or anything like that, but purely to go in and experience driving and owning an electric car, and the technology surrounding it just sort of intrigues me, and I wanted to learn about it. I should also mention that these cars are generally more expensive to purchase than a regular gas car. So one of the things you can do to reduce the cost is to buy one on the used car market, which is exactly what I did with my 2017. It was 14 months old, and it had 29,000 miles on it, which significantly reduced the cost of it compared to a brand new one. Thank you very much for visiting the channel and watching the video. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment, because I'm always willing to talk about this stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one.